Ça passe, monsieur.
Nous sommes très sages.
Bonsoir, monsieur. Comment nous est, monsieur?
Non, pas. Mais, moi, ça répète, moi, que je suis d'accord avec il.
Qui avait-il la guise? Ah. Eh bien, qui c'est? Eh bien, tout dit. Mais tout dit qui ça nous n'a fait à nous, monsieur. Même temps, les balles de travail, hein?
Tu vas travailler avec nous?
Ah, ok. Balles de travail, je dis même.
Tout bon.
Je dois pas oublier les chiffres, je noté pas même toi, tu pas moi pas de barreau. Ça va comment ça?
Pour qu'on ait mon dernier langue, je fais mon une petite jeudi à.
Qui bon?
Des spectacles.
À quelle heure vas-y?
On commence à 4h, 4h45.
Même encore ça à 14h45. Allez, quand il et vini, mon cher monsieur, bon petit temps.
Like white, like pearly, like really beautiful castle. And as I'm going up to it, it's got like King Arthur's court type door, dude, like wood, right? And it had like, you know that.
Ma monter sur Guin.
Malheureusement pour moi, on doit 16h45 pour minuit.
Minuit 30. Capable. Je m'ai tourné capable de voir.
Pas bon. Quand même, j'étais en relève là.
Ben, je m'appelle Marie-Lévé. Je vais commencer à finir. Bon, là, bon, mais c'est carré. Un baril. Est-ce que les Samuel Vinger, je série les sous Roblox?
Matin, au Redel?
Et bah, moi, je suis game là, je monte le game là. Inquiète, pas, non, comme mes amis, mais gauche, tout Windows, ami Xbox, Roblox.
Pourquoi la l'église qui était là au terrain? Ça me dit que je vais à l'église dimanche.
Là, le pied sur Roblox.
Man in the world. Donald Trump says, I'm going to cancel his contracts. And immediately Musk deleted his tweet saying he was in the Epstein files and has gone pretty quiet by Musk standards.
That's right.
Why didn't Joe Biden do that? In fact, the opposite. Chuck Schumer hosted Elon Musk in his office in the Senate a couple of years ago. This guy declared war on the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party said, would you like some more contracts, sir? Right, that was an insane approach to Elon Musk. Trump showed that you can actually take on the richest man in the world if you're president of the United States. He did it. There is a template for it. Another...
That's that.
Let's go.
Oh, get
Boniface
get demon pay.
Ou pa $10, wak te pa $10 man, Black.
I'm ready to couple. I'm ready to do la monte. Negyo ah. De ko la negyo manche. Comme da de go mal affecté par les comptes negyo. Et que Samuel, et va Samuel m'a dit.
Bah, quand même, beaucoup. En tout
cas,
ok,
dit Samuel pour te voir comme.
Oh, c'est comme le monde c'est contre Haïti à payer, même le monde n'a chauffe avant la payer contre Haïti.
Même soit Haïti m'a payé vraiment.
Moi plan simple. Plan là.
Plan qui ça.
On lance roquette. Non, toujours occupé. Non,
allez. André.
Oh.
Allez, on va pas oh, t'as clair pour lui. Cat.
Menu. Ma prend la soquette là, Fanny, si moi pour la désignateur là pour tout pas tirer automatiquement.
Et à soumis, faut pas. On met à l'époque, on va monter à toi.
C'est ingénieur.
L'homme mourir.
Ah, eh bien, les mots, ma belle Gilles. Parce que il y a de...
Non, on va prendre. Pas inquiète, on te fait des 3, 18 même.
Bah, tu connais. Ah, bah.
Juste, non, lui. Mais même après ça, qu'a tiré avec.
Eh ben, l'ingénieur, on montre et...
Ah, il semble.
Oh, hein? Non, mais ça,
avec des visions là.
regardez. Là, ça vient deux ingénieurs. Ça, c'est pour que ingénieur qui gagne un missile pour tank, qui gagne un missile pour aérienne, ça c'est pour hélicoptère.
Non, pas besoin d'équiper vous ici là. Oh! John Wick est dans la place, monsieur. Vous qu'il a rien. Oh, je suis tombé ça aussi dire.
Oh shit.
Vous qu'il a rien,
Mbwa ba la epi mwen nan tok la.
Lage view.
Monsieur moto a même. Regarde.
Aïe. T'inquiète, là.
Je croise m plat.
Il est sous les états là.
Yep.
Ça va disparaître.
Bon, balan
Allez,
là.
mbwa là.
Oh. Ok, man lè. Sou ka manke tok manke.
Tant.
Yeah.
Baka.
Se m ka tire avyon. Ales. Sa pou an lè nan. Voy yon ali. La kon person. Ok, mersi pou ton plan, manke ya.
Pas mal.
Kim croise son plan. Hey!
Oh, mon hélicoptère, on bat une pièce là. Oh. Décoller, chérie, décoller.
Ok, chérie! Let's go! Mwen te kaze de helikopter an tan.
Décoller.
De avyon an tan.
Ok, je fais un hélicoptère.
Well. Qu'est-ce que ça fait service de là, monsieur?
Ok. Tu as crash tête li nan eski misil nan. Allez. Ap netwaye sel la pou nou la. Si nou vle netwaye a terre, maki a terre. Maki tan kwa a terre. Nettoyage aérien.
Qu'est-ce que ça fait service de là?
Pour ça, ça paye là. Moi, je sais même pas, on l'a dans le hélicoptère des boys.
Nettoyage.
Il fait partie de l'équipe de préparation même.
Oh shit. Damn. On t'a qui vise moi ça.
Yo nan bon moun la. Tu vas aller là.
Mpa touche l la, m'touche li. M'touche li.
Yo kaze l'hélicoptère
Qu'est-ce
ça
que
va
de cher?
Oui, mon chan, men. Toujou la pou serve la patrie. La perdi point F lan, malgré ça, men.
A la chercher bon nan bien. Pi bon ek ki mwen bezon mi dret a masin mwen.
Gen lot vehikil a yo ye. Ven, oh shit, la di sou bon nan.
Yo jero bien. Allez, nettoyage. Ok.
Mpa touche l. M'touche l.
Wala bom nan.
M'krasel. M'krasel. Avyon tombe, boss. Avyon tombe, boss. Mwen el. Ya de joun neg michon, man.
Dale.
Bon, nou jou. Nou kon lot. Mbagye misil pou sa.
Yon nan pi bel plezi, nou ap desan avyon de l'hélicoptère.
Ah merde. Depo moun de apet sou mwen la.
I would say like that thing in the bull's nose,
Yeah.
ring or whatever in the bull's nose. Had two of those for the doors. And as he shoved me towards the door, they open themselves, and it's really beautifully bright.
Yo, moun pou nou eskote a an ti jan a boue, men. Ale, Black, koman se roule, men? Black a boue tou, men. Tout moun a boue jodi, ya.
And then when I come in past the brightness, I'm just looking down a long hallway and jail cells on each side. And I come to know, just like all this information in the spirit, you'll just get this information to where you have no question about it. And it's really hard to explain to somebody who hasn't been in the spirit world. How did you know that? Who told you that? You know, or whatever. And it's just like, bro, you don't get it. You don't have any questions. Everything is solid information, and you just get it. And you don't know how you're getting it, but you know it's not something to question. You just know it's a fact. And so I come to know that this is the section of hell where people, if you're like a false leader, false prophet, you've led many people to hell because you led them away from the salvation of Jesus Christ. Anything else, any other religion, if it's not Jesus,
I guess I put the bar and keyboard got my keyboard to sleep. It's all right.
C'est pas mourir tout lui-même. C'est faire une collision sur moi, il va mourir lui-même. C'est ça pour nous dire, mon cher.
This is the way to heaven, then you're screwing them over. And this is the section for people who are screwing people over. If you had a big following and people came to hell because you said, "Hey, this is the way to God," or "That's the way to God," this is your castle. You get what you asked for.
Did you know who these people were? Like, you get all this information downloaded into your head. Could you tell who they were, or did you just have no idea?
I get information I want to know. So if I wondered about, hey, I wonder what color the roof is up there, I would have got that information. But as I'm passing these strangers I've never seen before, I'm not wondering nothing about none of them. I'm scared about where I'm going. I'm thinking about myself. You know what I mean? So
right, because this Death Angel is still leading you. Like, you don't have control over where you're going.
Yeah, I had no control. You feel like a little gnat. You have no power. You're screwed and you can't do nothing about it. So anyways, but one dude got my attention as I was passing. I remember I looked to the left, there's jail cells, but they're all like, there's no door on the jail. So like they could walk out, but none of them are. They're in there, like I said, wearing all sorts of different clothing. I think I saw a monk looking dude, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't pay attention. I just saw him. I didn't like stop to wonder about, there was nothing that grabbed my attention too much to where I got any information out of him. But this one dude I passed reminded me of like Abraham Lincoln type of clothing, like 1800s type of, like colonial days or something, you know what I mean? So when that got my attention, then I went into this guy's trance.
What happened when you got the information about that guy?
Just the way he looked, bro, the clothes and everything, just kind of like, instead of me looking at him looking right away like I did everybody else, when I looked at him, I kind of was like, what the heck? And then that's what got me. And then as my attention kind of like beeline towards him, just because it just looked kind of, there's familiarity there, I went right into his head. Like, he's sitting there with his eyes closed, he's just mumbling something too, you know what I mean? And I go right into his trance or whatever. I keep on calling it a trance, but they're like, they can't tell this ain't totally real. So it's not like cartoon land or nothing. It's
Woo-wee! On target. Fanta quoi.
Al nasi. Kartuşu là mı?
Yo, marque helicóptero, escapa. Vamos para o sniper.
Ya marque.
Tellement bien, tu acompanha tudo isso.
Par contre, est qui une boîte de bar là. Vou sem reparação, eu estou chato e vou continuar por tal.
Não, tem onde é que está sumando, vamos sim.
Merde.
Wow, 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 wow.
Bien joué.
Oh! M'a tiré là, man. Man.
De son boîte ba la men nou kon ba so pe gen. Ça me gen même nan sim jon on roquette ou deux. Ça bon. OK. Bien joué.
Mister.
Bien joué quand même pour le moment. Avant la fin ou même je t'en aller.
Yon tim de pou yon aktivite. Hey.
Le support. Ah, le gars t'en aller. On t'a fait le support une bonne boîte balle là.
Yon tim de pou yon aktivite so we.
Ouais,
Ya pou isi. Barap kakebik.
It's convincing. So I go right into his trance, and we're both standing outside, and it's a beautiful sunny day, birds chirping, and I look over at him, and he's kicking, and he's like with his foot, dude, he's going like this on the grass. And I was kind of like, where are we? What? You know, like all of a sudden we're not in hell no more, right? All of a sudden we're like on a nice sunny day on a lawn. So I thought that was kind of good news for a second, you know what I mean? And he's over there, and all of a sudden it's like telepathic, dude. Like I heard his thoughts. So he's feeling deja vu, what I would describe as deja vu, like I've been here before, or something is like suspect, you know what I mean? And he's testing to see if the grass is like real grass. And then he's like thinks just like you would be thinking. He didn't really look at me. He's just thinking I'm home. I'm on my lawn. I'm home. And so I'm like, oh, we're at this dude's house, you know? And so that just kind of makes me go look the direction he's looking. And we're looking at kind of a plain house. It's kind of square, 2 stories. Reminded me of a barn because like it was just pretty plain. But he's looking up at it and he's thinking I'm home. And he starts either speed walking or jogging. I don't know what he did. But he starts taking off towards the house. And I'm looking at the house, and all of a sudden I hear this noise, the commotion up at the top story of the house, and it's something not good. I just know something not good, something sinister about what's going on up there. It's like you hear it's like a growling type of weird language or something is what I'm hearing, and it's like there's frustration going on up there, right? So I'm like, oh, what's up with that? And then I get picked up and I start flying I'm off my feet and I'm getting taken right to the wall of the top story of the house, and I braced for impact, and I went blind, and everything was dark, and then I went deaf, and it was like I want to say piercing silence. It just was so deaf, and then all of a sudden I could see and I could hear, and I just kind of realized, oh man, that's what it's like going through a wall. You can't see, you can't hear for a second, you know. And so, anyways, now I'm in the top story. And I'm looking at two demonic-looking animal creatures, alligator-looking face, like they look like Hunchback of Notre Dame, but really extreme to the point where they almost look like a snail. They both look like kind of the same alligator-type, snail-type hunchback. Just evil, wicked-looking things, man. Just never seen nothing so sick-looking. It's hard to look at, you know what I mean? And they got this language that they're talking with drool and I can't even do an impersonation of it that would give you the effect that we come close.
And you can understand what they're.
You're not seeing. Ok, eu vou um helicóptero. Voilà. Salut.
Shit, se me fait collision à monsieur.
They're saying, can you?
No and yes. So like for instance, I understand as they're talking, I'm not getting like the sentence interpreted for me at all. Plus, I don't know that language at all. But I know what their problem is. I know they're frustrated. I know it's because they want this dude to come upstairs, and I know that they're talking about how to do it.
So the words are kind of like not really important, but you understand the idea of what's being communicated.
To the point where I don't need to know what the words are.
Okay, and what were they talking about?
They were like anxious, and you can feel the stuff off them too. So they're wanting this thing to get on this show to get on the road, basically. And I know that they want the guy to come inside the house. And I thought he'd be in the house by now because he was kind of like jogging towards it. But they're just like what do we do type of conversation. So I go to look towards where the stairs are, where I think that the guy would have ran up to the side of the house. And I somehow or another, I can still see this. I can totally see the wall, but I can do both. I can see through the wall, and I can see the guy outside, plus I can see the wall. And neither one of those had to compromise each other. They both were running at the same time. I have no idea how you would even make that. Look towards where the stairs are, where I think that the guy would have ran up to the side of the house. And I somehow or another, I can still see this. I can totally see the wall, but I can also I can see through the wall, and I can see the guy outside. Plus, I can see the wall. And neither one of those had to compromise each other. They both were running at the same time.
Nanti nama dia Denny Baca, sebab kita tahu Denny Baca, no? Kita tahu. Sama kita makin berawai. Yang akhirnya tu fini masa je.
Minuit 30.
Minuit 30. Muap dan relève. Ah, on m'a mis des montages. Pour ça, événement. Et ma soeur, même c'est des montages ou c'est événement?
Une gravation événement, c'est quoi? Événement, la photo de Montréal.
L'événement. Comme nuit, tu vas pas jouer mettre à l'aise, je dis,
All jokes aside, that was one of the smoothest flow I heard from Jamal.
Bon. Merci beaucoup. Tosh, gitu no.
Pas un problème.
Time. I have no idea how you would even make that in a movie. I don't know how you would figure out how to show somebody that, but that's what was happening. So I'm able to look at the guy, and he has stopped at the door, and he's got that deja vu, something's not right. He's afraid to come in. He's not fully convinced that it's his house. He's not fully convinced that it's safe. He's not fully convinced that he's out of hell. Of course, his thoughts were just real general, like fear. He went below the house, and I'm just picking up on he's afraid. So anyways, and that's what these growling alligator demon thing. So one of them, like he's like looking like this, dude, and just like on a movie, bro, just like oh, it just gives me chills, dude. Just even movie, bro. So one of them, like he's like looking like this, dude, and just like on a movie, bro, just like oh, it just gives me chills, dude. Just even picturing it. I don't know if you ever seen anybody that was demon possessed, and they just look hollow. They look like they're looking right through you. That's because these demons are inside of them. You're seeing the eyes of those things, you know what I mean? And that's how those things look. And it was just like he was looking right through me, and he telepathically asked me to call the guy upstairs. And my reaction was also telepathic. I didn't mean to. I just thought, I ain't helping you. He immediately looked back at the other one, and then they both start coming up with a plan. And it's like, and I'm just kind of like, that's a trick, dude. He just spoke into my head. You know what I mean? And it sounded like my voice in my head. Same thing as when I think I wake up and I'm like, oh, let's make coffee or anything I'm thinking. And it's kind of in my voice in my head in English. He was able to do that to me with using my voice in my head. But then they start to call out. So like they're wanting help. They're getting support. They're getting help. So they end up calling like this gross noise that they make. It's a demonic. I'd say it's like a wannabe speaking in tongues or something. So then they like call out, and this black thing comes through the wall, and it looks square. It looked like a shape. It was about maybe that big, kind of like if you folded up a bandana or something. You know what I mean? Or maybe 2 pairs of socks, that type of size. Kind of like that. And it looks square, like it's like a hole or whatever. But it's a thing. And it comes through the wall, and as it's coming through, I realize that the ground is just a huge, like a crazy.
Tap nan de square gen véhicule aérien kap sikule nan brin la. Ya, merde, mi fè l'utiliser fleur li. Ba tête chercher ça pour prendre torche men. Dès qu'on ça dès qu'on tire par nan l'utiliser fleur là.
Non, parce que les balles pas tirer tant.
Tirer tant maintenant faut réussir mettre un 4 pour craser 3 4 fois. Tandis que nous besoin descendre bagaille.
Good fucking job.
Avec mon gars.
Like that wide, but it goes straight down. Like everywhere this thing moves on the floor, it's eating up the floor, and it's just destruction fully all the way through the floor, through the earth, through the ground. Keep going. It's just like destroying everything where it goes. So I kind of step back, and this thing starts to spin. Like it reminded me of that cartoon Tasmanian Devil. I've said that before, but it starts to spin and gets pretty and bright and gets bigger. And next thing you know, you're looking at a giant golden-looking angel-looking thing. No wings. Can't tell if it's a guy or a girl. But you want to say guy, but the fact is it's so pretty that you want to say girl. There was something about it that was so enticing. It was like, oh, don't look at that. Something weird's going on with me. Like, you know what I mean? Looking at this thing. There's just something demonic about it, dude. So, anyways, this thing is 12 foot tall, I want to say. You know, it's about like if my dad stood on his own head. My dad's 6 foot tall. I'm thinking that's how big it is, right? So like 12 foot tall, no wings, all gold though, dude. Like gold eyes. Everything was gold, right? But different shades of gold. So the eyes would be like, you could see that it had darker for the pupils and or whatever, but it would be like different shades and stuff, and that's how that happened. And it comes in, and then it tells the 2 alligator demon things, which were hella small, way smaller than it, right? Tells them to kick rocks. It gives them, I don't know what it says to them. I don't understand the language, but I know that it told them a task to go do. So this thing was more of a sergeant, and these things were more little peons or whatever, right? It's because it told them what to do, and they quickly obeyed it, and they took off through the wall. And so now I'm looking at this thing, and it doesn't look at me. That one demon that looked at me and spoke to me in my head, that was the only time I was acknowledged by anything while I was down there. Other than that, it was like I was just a fly on the wall. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and I was afraid that this thing would look at me and see me because it was big and it looked like it.
Vas-y. Sniper prendre un moment, hein. Il y a son bain à prendre en même temps.
Secure the explosive now.
gen lan. Pou gen nou. Se pa mwen gen l zami. Boy, yo zo next to nou. Non, ma pou mè pou mè. Look at them, man. Oh, TMC. Action side. Yo, motor side my place. Mate tu. Jual lagi lah, ya. Sila lagi ni. Push. Wow. Mate. Ele bate um TTU. Vai ser. Leve não, vai levar man. Mate lá. That's our feeling, eh? Malam tegal. Visual? Te a Jerem. Jerem. Ele. Ada lui. Peguei um vídeo a mulher dele. Premier équipe qui fait ça, il est vraiment ça. Mais comment on a poté bon non, mais ouais. Ouais, man. Mais on comme jouer mon cher. Pas comme date. Mais un peu tard. Oh, shit. Need a medic! Non, non, pas capable, pas capable. Leve m nan
I
si.
need a fucking medic!
Yo gen moun pilot ave yo. Ouais, men. Apo konen kap de zame, yo tire, yo tire. Ayun fon bel livraison de pou bay de petan.
Oh shit, look out!
You're exiting the combat zone. Turn back now. Enemy troops have the explosive. Intercept the carrier. Enemy explosive rigged on objective Delta.
Nek. On al de zame yo la. Oh, ne yo gen ton pose yon bom sou nou la men. Ki mache. Oh, ne yo fè mbara. Yale helikopter do. O bagay. Ça dit? Multitasking.
Locate the explosive and target enemy comms for destruction. Be advised our network must be defended. Explosive charge, almost ready for pickup.
We're gonna need AT! Who's got rocket? Taking fire!
Explosive device ready for pickup. Enemy forces have the explosive. We must intercept.
Get a rocket on it!
Airspace is clear. Pilots are free to engage.
Yeah. Bom. Olha ali. Qual buon appello? Senti la così. Ah, voi? Sou que é do hein? Eu fui só então para se vai o vai só não vou falar nada. nous-mêmes qui sommes pas ennemis. Hein.